Hello, youngling. It is time to start Trial 3, Shipbuilding. Galactic Knights travel by ship to many places to use their spirit forces for good. With the help of your spirit guide, you will construct your own ship. The construction steps are provided for your benefit. You are free to add items to your design and paint your ship your way to make it your own. I will now show you how this is done. When you've completed your ship, don't forget to have a reflection with your spirit guide to understand the deeper meanings of what you have learned.
All right, younglings, here we are, trial number 3, shipbuilding. Today we're going to learn how to build ourselves our own ship. As Galactic Knights, it is our job to patrol the galaxy, and obviously to do that we need a ship. So today we get to do that, and once again, as we get to building our ship, make sure you do whatever you want to make it your own. So this is going to come in phases. So first, let's see what we've got. Alright, so open it up. Looks like we've got ourselves our instructions, got ourselves our shipbuilding kit, we've got ourselves some glue, and we've got ourselves some paints. So right now I'm going to kind of set the paints and the brush off to the side, and we will focus on our shuttle. You'll notice that I put down some aluminum foil or some other piece down here so that I can protect our table from the use of glue, because it can make quite a mess. You may also want to have some paper towels and some other things that you can use to be able to clean things up. So with that, let's go ahead and open up our kit. Alright, and there we go. Alright, you'll notice that I have set up all the pieces that we have here. I have the instructions off to one side, and we have the fuselage, and then we have what's called the rudder. The rudder will go on the fuselage, and here is a little mounting block, and we'll show what that does. And this are three, they can be either engines or blasters or whatever you want them to be. And these here is a little dowel and your wings for your spacecraft. Alright, so first thing we want to do is take your glue, and you want to open it all up and take this little black piece out. You may need your spirit's guide help for a bunch of this. Be careful, this is very sticky. So I'll set this off to the side. Ultimately, you can throw that away. And then I can put the lid back on top, like so. Alright, so first step is we're going to take, and this is the front part of the ship, if you will, and this will be the back part, and we're going to glue on the rudder of the ship just like so. Okay, so and you could put this, wherever you would like it to go on the back here. Shoot, if you wanted to, you can even make it go like this if you wanted to. It's all up to you. It is your ship. So, but for now, let's go ahead and I will do it this way. And again, open it up. Put my glue on here. There you go. Nice big piece of glue. And squish it down onto here, just like so. Okay. Okay, and so you'll notice here that you'll have some little extra glue that I kind of got on the outside of that. So I like to use a little kind of just damp paper towel here, just kind of wipe off some of the excess glue. Like so. All right, again, push that down really good and tight. Okay, just a little bit of clean up there. Make a difference later when it comes to paint. All right, very good. Now we're going to set that aside and let it glue. You should give it maybe 15-20 minutes with each step. All right, so next thing you want to do is take and glue this together like so. Okay, so what I'll do here, just like the other one, nice big long piece of glue, just like that. Okay, And then I'm going to squish it really good together. I'm going to do it this way because I don't want to get a lot of glue on my surface here. Some, but not a lot. Alright. Squish it on there real good. Line up the fronts and the backs best I can. Alright, so now you'll notice it has this little bead there. Again, I can just use just a damp paper towel or napkin or something. Just going to wipe that off right there. And then I'm going to dry off the bottom side just a little bit because I don't want it to stick to my aluminum foil. There we go. Oh, here's a little bit on the bottom. There we go. There you have it. Okay, so now what we can do is we can glue our fuselage onto the front. So we can do it all different ways. I mean, you can have it stick out a little bit and go like that. Or if you want, you can have it stick out in the front a little bit. But I kind of think I like it kind of run just like that. Okay, so I am going to try to center it right on the line. And go ahead and glue straight up and down. Just like that. Okay, maybe a little bit more. It's okay. By the way, we'll be using this glue later, so don't go crazy with it. We're going to need it for a couple other projects. Alright, so put this down just like that. And push that down, make it good and centered. And again, I'm going to use my damp paper towel here and just kind of clean it up a little bit. Again, when it comes time to painting, I don't want to have to paint glue. I want to paint wood as best I can. Let's hold this here. So I'm going to be gentle with it. It doesn't have to be very hard. Okay. Looks like I had dropped one of my little pieces on the floor. I'm sure that you all do that. That's okay. Alright. So now, if that's all done, you can decide what you want to do with these pieces. Now, you can glue them, you know, the instructions would have you glue them kind of like this. You know, maybe like that, and like this on the end, like that. Or maybe you can decide, maybe you want to glue them like that. Or maybe you want to glue them like this. Or maybe you want to glue them like that. Or, oh, I don't know. So there's all different ways that you can decide you want to do this. I think for fun, I am going to do it, I'm going to try to do it like this. So I'm going to take on the very flat side, and I am going to take one, see if I can't glue it square, right in the center, like that. Push down, good. Alright, okay. Make sure I keep everything kind of tight here. Don't move it. We'll just move that a little bit. Okay. Nice thing is, if you make any mistakes, you can re-glue it. That's fine. Alright, and I'm going to try to glue this one on kind of like that and see what happens. Again, you're making this your own, so you don't have to do with whatever the instructions say. You could make it any kind that you like. Alright. Ooh, doesn't stick very well when you put it there. But, you know, who knows. Alright, I'm going to push that really tight. Oops. Alright. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Again, if you choose to kind of go away from the directions a little bit, you're going to have to kind of deal with what you get, because it may not stick as well. Alright, so now you kind of want to set that off to dry, and I would give it a good 20 minutes. But while we're waiting for that, let's get our stand ready to go. Okay, the stand first has a little dowel piece that sticks out like so. And so what you want to do is you want to put a little glue in here. I would say a lot of glue because you want to hold it really well. And you want to put that in like so. Notice that once again it's going to get very gluey. Like that. Just clean it up a little bit. Let's go ahead and now we can do that. And then this little piece here, you can see also goes on the end, but it's going to kind of make it go in a kind of angle. So let's see here. Alright. See how that kind of goes at an angle? So now, set that all like this. So what I would do before painting or doing anything else, let's go ahead and wait a few minutes for this to dry. So I'd give it maybe, I want you to give it at least 15 minutes. So here we go. Alright, so here we've waited for some time here to let it go. Now, be very, very careful. It's not fully set up, but it's set up good enough to paint. A couple things you're going to probably need is you're probably still going to need some paper towels out here, and you're also going to need a little bit of water. Alright, so I have some water here. I'll set that off to one side. Alright, and now we can kind of get at the business of painting. Now, I think it's important that you kind of plan ahead as to how you want to do, and you've got these colors here, and you can choose, you know, you've got black through and yellow and red, green, blue, white. So you can use those colors as is, or you can choose to kind of mix them. So before you get started, what you might kind of want to do is identify what colors you want to paint where. Alright, and just for fun for me, I'm going to try to paint most of this kind of a gray color and then put some other colors on top as accents. Now, how do you paint it gray? Well, since I've got this set out like so, I'm going to go ahead and open my black. Okay, and I'm going to pour some black just right here down on my aluminum foil, of which I will throw away when I'm done. Okay, so some black there. Alright, and then, alright, oops, I'm going to take some of my white, okay, and I'm going to go ahead, since I don't plan on using my white for anything else, go ahead and bring it out here. Okay, and now I can kind of mix it up. Mix it, mix it, mix it, mix it. It's really good. Okay, great. I'm going to use a little bit more white here. Of course, you could do whatever you want. You know, you could just paint it all yellow or whatever. Now realize that you don't have a ton of any of all this, so you're going to have to use more than one color to get through it all. So, just for simplicity's sake, I might go ahead and mix my white and black all together and get to my gray. And mix it, mix it, mix it. I do a pretty good job of mixing it. Okay. Alright. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my design here. Alright, and I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of paint it, paint it, paint it. The colors right there on it. Why did I choose gray? I don't know. It's kind of the color that I wanted. I could just as well be doing this blue or whatever color. I would highly recommend that if you're going to change your colors, that you may want to paint like we will do here. Paint it all at you know, your various colors here, and then what you'll do is, before you paint another thing, let it dry, so you don't necessarily mix your colors as you're on your thing. So, alright, so keep going here. And again, this is me. You can do whatever you want. This is your spacecraft. Okay, I'm doing it so you can see what I'm doing here. Spread it around really good. So what the water's for is so that if you want to change colors or you want to be done, you need to clean your brush. Because that paint dries on your brush, it can be very hard to use again. So kind of good management here is go ahead and paint what you can. Okay. All right, we're going to pause here while I finish this up, and we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so as you can see now, I've painted my ship top and bottom all gray. Now, if you want to make a purple ship or a pink ship or blue ship or whatever color, it's up to you. I just have chosen to do it this way because it kind of made it interesting to me. If you notice, I was able to turn my ship upside down and rest it like this so that I could paint the bottom. Now remember, it is probably still not completely hard as far as the glue is concerned. But now I'm going to let this completely dry before I add more colors. Alright, however, meanwhile, I can take my brush and get it in my water, mix it really good, alright, and I pull it out and I bring it in my napkin. I do it again. Probably want to do it like 4 times, maybe 5. You want to kind of keep doing it until you no longer see any colors coming in the napkin. So you want to just keep doing it, kind of like this, and then bring it on your napkin and go like that, and see, oh, we have very little, right? Because you don't want that color to bleed into your next project. So there we go. Alright, I think we're pretty much there. Alright. Alright, and then if you want to, you can start on another color. Like for me, I think I was going to go ahead and start to paint the base. I don't want to paint it gray. I was thinking about painting it green. And so now what I can do is be very careful at this spot. In fact, what I'm going to do, since I'm all done with my gray, is I'm going to take a piece of my paper here. I'm just going to cover it up. I don't need to worry about it too much because I'm going to throw it all away with the aluminum foil when I'm done. So now what I can do is kind of start over here, and now I'm going to open up my green paint. Alright, and I'm going to just kind of get some good green on there and just go ahead and start to paint. I noticed that this is a little loose in here. Oops, over here. So it's okay, it's going to be fine. Oops. Alright, and so you kind of really want that to stiffen up. You might have to put some more glue on it later. Anyway, so now while you're waiting for that to dry, you can start on this and then come back and paint. And I kind of like the paint. It's kind of fun to kind of think about how you want colors to be and how you might make them. And the nice thing is that it's up to you to get to decide. You want everything to be a different color, that's fine. I just would recommend that before you start on another color, make sure that the previous color is completely dry. That'll just make it a lot easier to deal with it, because if it drips on there and it's dry, I could probably wipe it off with a paper towel. But if it's wet, it will immediately start to change the color and merge it together. So anyway, let's see how that goes. Alright, so go ahead and do that, and I'll come back when I go to start on my next color. Alright, something I wanted to kind of show you that you may be running into a problem with. So I fixed this with a rubber band. Not sure if there'll be one in the kit there for you, but this was not staying up straight, so I re-glued it and then I held it together with a rubber band. It's still a little wobbly, but let it dry overnight and it should become really, really hard. So try that. That might be a fix for you. It's kind of a funky piece if you're having that problem. All right, I'm going to show you a little trick, and then you can kind of, again, finish this project on your own. And that is, how do you paint an area so you don't get, the paint on other surfaces? And there's a little trick you can do if you use just a little piece of paper. Okay, so for instance, I want to paint this red, so I'm going to put that little piece of paper just like that. All right, and then I can come here, and I'm still not going to try to paint the paper, but I know that if I get a little bit on the paper, it's okay, and the paper will not get on, and it won't get on any other pieces. Okay, just be kind of careful as you're doing that. See? So and so when I pull this away, it's still red. You can see there, but the rest of it didn't get red. So otherwise, you can be just kind of really careful. Again, I waited until the other colors dried before I added other colors. I just think that that's a lot easier to do, and then you can go on and continue to paint this and make it your own. And then when it's all done, this will sit on your little stand, about like so. I'll show you mine when I'm done, just so that you can see that. But continue to work with your spirit guide and make your spaceship your own. Okay, so here's my ship all painted up and ready to go. And again, this is the way I wanted to do it. You can see I put the little bits of yellow in there, painted the things red, blue on top with lines. Again, you make this any way you want, and this becomes your ship. Now make sure when you're all done, you get things all cleaned up, and everything put away, so you can start on trial number 4.